All right, good morning. We are back. Let's get back into the correct chart here. Okay. Where you at? So AMC had a nice pop. It got all the way up to 1256 in the last run. 1252. So it got up to 1252. The high day was 1319. Whoops, let me go into 3 minutes, but that was like right at open. And then it dropped. So again, it was consolidating before we left. And then it climbed up a little bit, got up to 1252, pulled back a little bit, and now we're just in this consolidation phase. Pretty even sells to buy. Let's look at the volume here real quick. So 72.57 divided into 143.49. So trading about 50% of the volume. GameStop is down $6, 3%. So AMC is down 11%, but definitely off of its bottom earlier, thank goodness. And then we've got 8 million shares traded into 28 total. So about 28%. So about 40% on AMC, about 28% on GameStop. So looking at the markets, again, we've got a nice upswing today, led by the NASDAQ up 229. And let me close this up. Boom, boom, boom. Followed by the Dow is up 151. And then the S&P is up 39. So there you go. Nice start for a Monday, huh? Scroll that down just a little bit there. All right, let's see. Oh, got a UPS package coming tomorrow. Yay. Hey, if you get UPS, sign up for their My UPS, and you get updates as far as what time they're in your neighborhood to deliver and things like that. So it actually turns out pretty well for looking at that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Is this thing up all the way? Hold on. Why does it not hold? I've got one of my portable monitors that I bought will not hold the brightness at 100%. One of them does. The other one drops down to 50, and I went in and resaved the setting, and that's why you see the I darkened the blacks a little bit on both of these screens, and then I changed the gradient. I don't know, it's a little bit more pleasing to me, but I like to look at the colors like that instead of just all black. So, looking at some other movers, watch the heat map. Boom, there we go. So everything up. Tesla back up 5.7%. It was up 5.3. Then it dropped down about 2.5% being up on the day. But Microsoft, Apple, Google, Facebook, all the chip makers, every single one of them is up today. All your tech stuff is up. Everything in the NASDAQ 100 just about is up. The only thing on the down, excuse me. The only thing on the downside is some of the financials and a mix of some of the oil and gas. So some up, some down. Chevron, Exxon down, and that is based on, we got a mix on the oil. We've got, well, actually they're both up now. Brent crude is up, and light crude is up as well. Bitcoin and Ethereum hanging out in the same range, 1770-ish. Go back into the 5-minute here, or 3 minutes. Sorry, let's go to 3 minute. And just consolidating for most of the morning here. Slight decline angle here. Got like a wedge a little bit. Some lower lows. Got down to 1755. But 1737 is the dip on the day in the last 24 hours. But that was in the middle of the night, basically yesterday. So almost 20 hours ago or so for Ethereum. And then Bitcoin, in the last 24 hours, down 720. 56,643. Some other stuff here. AMD. Oh, let's just go through these. AMD up $1.94, about 2.5%. Boeing still down, but only about 90 cents. So drop down as low as 251.36, was as high as 257. So it's about halfway between its range on the day. Chevron up 25 cents. GM still down $1.24. Intel, along with all the chippies, up 246. Microsoft up 594. So they are definitely having a really, really nice day today. Look at this. Nice line. If you would have bought it on the open in the 3-minute, got about 2.25%. Oshkosh down two points. Roblox up 24 cents. Pulled off of its high. Got up to 72.49 today, right? Yeah, 72.49. And of course, a SPY up really nice, 4.42, a little over 1%. U.S. oil up 12 cents. Workhorse down. Chevron down. Gold down $4 at $17.40 an ounce. Nice little bounce there off of its bottom on the day, which was about $17.27. Palladium down $17, but still holding above 26. And then platinum dropped below 1,200 again to 1187. But again, these are all range bound. And then silver, I think, is down too. Yeah, silver's down 48 cents, 25.74. But from a year ago, which was what, 11? So more than doubled in less than a year on those. AMC down $1.56, but up to 1237 off of its low of 1176. So if you bought some more at the bottom of the day, divided at 1236, you're up 5%. If you held from Friday like I did, you're down 11%. So there you go. And Cinemark, again, more convergence going on with these two. I like to compare to Cinemark 22. GameStop 193.75. Did bounce above 200 though. Got up to 210.36. Yeah, but that was right at the open. It got up to about like 197 or so, 196. A couple times. Yeah, there we go. 197.16 and 197.95. Way over here, right at the open. About an hour after the open. Dropped down to 186.20, and then recovered off of there. So 186.20 divided into 194.07. So recovered 4% off of its bottom, which is good. Palantir rocking the boat, up 8 cents. Again, another one if you would have hit the bottom of the day of that 23.86. Rocket was trading up. Now it's pulled back a little bit off of its high of the day, 23.44. Yeah, 22.84. Sorry. Where's that? Why? That's weird. Oh, 23.46 was its high. Low today was 22.84. So it bounced off of that and has been range bound since then. But we left the stream around here when it was up around 23.40 or so, and then it dropped. And then Tesla still can't break that 700 again. So got close, got up to 699.42. And Kathy Wood came out over the weekend in her report for her ARK investments and said that she sees Tesla to 3,000 by the year 2025, which is super. Sorry about that. My laptop down there, which is super easy to say as far as that goes. I'll lower this just a tad. There we go, and I can move that back up to there. There we go. So anyway, she came out with a report saying she sees Tesla getting up to $3,000 by 2025, and I don't think they carry it on here. Here we go. Tesla share price expected by ARK Investment Management to reach $3,000 by 2025. According to the firm's model, best case scenario with a 25% probability would see $4,000 per share or more, with a bear view of 25% chance also sees $1,500 per share or less. Okay, it's at 689. So the worst case, the bear view is 1,500, but it's at 689. So no matter what, ARK Investments is saying you're looking at more than a double, about 130% gain in a bear with a bearish view by 2025 for Tesla. Let's see. ARK also anticipates the company's unit sales to reach about 5 million to 10 million vehicles in 2025, assuming there is an increase in capital efficiency. Big assumption. So they still have panels that don't meet on a bunch of their cars, putting them together. So we'll see on that. Assuming so that capital efficiency, yeah, they'll get that worked out. They will get that worked out. The firm, led by founder Kathy Wood, has the largest actively managed exchange-traded funds in 2020, according to media reports. Wood has been a long-time bull and owns sizable shares in the electric vehicle manufacturer, which we know. According to a report by Bloomberg, on Sunday, $3,000 price target is well beyond the target of any analyst covering Tesla, where the highest among estimates it compiled is $1,200 per share. So there you have it. And give me 1 second, be right back. All right, we're back. 1240 now on AMC, and volume again, other than that first hour where it bottomed out at that 1176, nice bounce back up. 1176 divided into, what do we say, 1240. So about 5%. I spilled half my soda right before I started the stream. I went to plug in my iPad to keep it plugged in, and whoop, over goes the soda. Had to clean that up and get the Windex and wipe it off the sidewall right here, which is this guy over here, but it was over on like right over there. All right, GameStop 194.28, and again, don't really have any. Let's see. Earnings Whisper. I thought I had a thing. Hold on. Here we go. That. Earnings Whisper $1.53. Consensus is 146. For the fourth quarter. And again, GameStop will come out after the close tomorrow with earnings. Short-term trends, short-term price down. Here's the range and the pivots. So 203.31, and then you have R1 at 223, R2 at 247, R3, that one's hard to read, 268. Then support level 1, 176.62, S2 at 158.97, S3 at 135. And so you can see the range on the pivots there. Expect 15% expected quarterly earnings. I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna, and doesn't matter. I don't know. Short-term price down, intermediate-term price up, long-term price up. Earnings estimates are up. Sentiment, nobody wants to give it. Investor sentiment is negative. So I think that, what's going to hurt them for the quarter is that they couldn't get consoles. And when you don't get consoles, except just a few here and there, spread out to all of your retail locations or online, and they're few and far between because of the chip shortage, I think that that's going to come into play for them with earnings. So again, they come out with their earnings tomorrow after close. Consensus is $1.46. I need to write that down now. That way you got to come back to it. So GME consensus is for 146. Whisper is 153. I don't know where they're going to come up with that, but we'll see. Revenue 2.2 billion. Rev 2.2. Hey, and then tomorrow I get $800 in my account. Tomorrow's a payday for Rocket Mortgage. Dividend pays out tomorrow. And that dividend was $1.11 per share from way back over here. $1.11 back on the 7th of March, and you had to hold it through X and record day, and then that finally gets paid out tomorrow into my account. So there we go. All right, 1244 now on AMC. I'd like to see that get up a little bit more today, as my emails blow up on all my 3,000 shares that they got me. What was interesting though is that it basically said the shares that I exercised, that if I didn't have enough equity in it to call them, and they can talk about, but borrowing shares, and I don't need to borrow them because I had plenty of cash in the account to purchase them. So, all right, heat map. I found a site over the weekend, and I'm going to pull it up on here. Close this out. And I kind of liked it. And it's dailyfx.com. Let me get into it. Because what it gives, this site, yeah, we'll leave that there. There's a Bowman speech today, 432 at 1:15. So this gives a worldview, and it's basically trading strategies on. Oh, let me pull it up here. Sorry, let me pull this up into the upper. Here we go. All right, so it's Daily FX, and just dailyfx.com, and I'm going to bookie marky it. Just write Daily FX. And I rarely call something what they call it when it bookmarks. All right. What's interesting is this: they have something under their trading strategies, and I went through all the different ones over there, and it basically goes over changes in position and sentiment, and pardon me, a lot of it is forex related, currencies, etc. Again, this caffeine tickles my throat, makes me cough. Okay, so looking at this, it goes everything from, but here's where the bottom comes in. Gold, bullish 81%, silver, bearish, but still 93% invested, only 7% short. U.S. oil crude, mixed, 62% long, 38% short. The U.S. S&P 500, mixed, but with a 58% short ratio. Wall Street, bearish with a 69% short ratio. Okay, and this is basically on the Dow, is what they're saying here. I don't know why that opened up. No, I don't want to do this. Get out of here. Different pop-ups on this computer because I allow them. And then, but look at the short. Wall Street, they're calling that's for the Dow. 69% negative sentiment, 58% negative on the S&P 500. Change in shorts. This basically increased by 16% on the S&P 500 and 6% on the Dow for sentiment. And so I thought it was interesting where, yeah, and you can look at these up here too, like gold. Okay, 81% of clients are net long for IG. The Dow, 69% are net short. And I'm in that camp. A few more. Back over here. I don't want those opening up. But it gives a lot of stuff. It goes over analyst picks, support and resistance levels, so you can click on there. And this is just simple stuff you can get from your broker too. But it's mostly on forex and metals. Okay, but it will give you pivot points and stuff like that. So unfortunately, their levels, S1, S2, S3. Let's go into pivots, because pivots actually will show all the levels. So your middle column is going to be your pivot. You'll have your R1 through 3 on the right and your support over on the left. So you take something like US Tech 100, which is the NASDAQ, right? And it says, okay, the pivot point is at 13,148.4, and then you're seeing, you're basically your support levels, 1313, 13,110, 13,073. Versus to the high side, 13,168, 185, and 13,223. So I thought it was an interesting, just an interesting site. It's just another look at things. Take it for what it's worth. I don't know that it's necessarily, it just goes what people around the world think is going to happen, and different forecasts and stuff like that. But a lot of Forex, it's mostly Forex type things. But there are some books, education, trading guides, live webinars, and apparently they got people all over the world. I actually never heard of them. I just stumbled onto it. I think it was one of the stocks I was doing research for over the weekend, and I just thought it was interesting because it had some sentiment indicators from their investors. And so I thought it was interesting enough to take a look at that. And then you can just go to market overview, and they'll talk about sentiment indicator. Here's a story on their sentiment indicators. Fibonacci for multi-market traders approach. There you go. You can get your fibs, all your retracements. And there's a whole book of this stuff. So if there's a topic that you really want to tune in on, like Fibonacci, there's all kinds of sites. This one is laid out pretty well, at least for my style of learning. For my style of learning, throw me some pictures because I'm a dumb retarded ape, and then throw some words in there too, along with some support and resistance levels. Ladder up, come back down, build a new support, hit a new resistance, climb back up, and then boom, moon. Right, so definitely something worth looking at. But the most interesting, again, the one for me was a sentiment, and that's basically because it show change in positions daily and weekly, and it shows what they're bullish on, mixed, and what they're bearish on. And so while the S&P 500 is mixed, and that's up on the day, right? So where we at? We are still, everything's firmly in the green. NASDAQ is up 229 as we get into power hour here. Dow is up 163 and the S&P is up 39. But, look at this. 58% short positions. The Dow, 69%, which is interesting because there's some value stocks that if the market does tank would do very well, but that will flip to possibly, bullish on the value side if we do get a correction. Then, FTSE 100, mostly bullish. So there's a mix, and then you got your currency mixes over there. Euro to the dollar, bullish. Bearish on the Australian, mixed on the yen, bullish on the Canadian, and mixed on the New Zealand. Again, the New Zealand and the Japanese yen and the Australian dollar all took a hit based on Erdogan firing in Turkey, his head of the central bank over there. All right, so let's look at the markets here. So we'll go into 3 minute. So looking at a 3 minute, S&P 500 currently up 39.89, right about there, about 1%. And the Dow is up about 0.5%. But the big winner on the day, the NASDAQ Composite up 232, up almost 1.7%. So definitely a nice run there. Your gold is down 5. Palladium down 18.50. All the metals are down today. Platinum down 8. And silver down 49 cents. Bitcoin down 864 to 56,510. Again, this has been trailing off all morning long after about 3 o'clock in the morning, and then it's just been pretty steady decline with some lower lows, old resistance level or old support levels here that have now flipped over into resistance at that 57 range, 57.2. Looks like a new resistance. Broke through support levels at 56,800 and possibly forming 3 new ones at 56,585, 56,215, and the most recent one 56,135. So we're 56,518 right now. So bounce up, but looks like there's some pressure over there on those as well. However, AMC climbing slowly but steadily since this morning. So since this morning, it's bounced up about 6% or so. Well, a little less than that. 11.76 divided into 1245. So what time it is? Yeah, 6%. So 6% off of its bottom, now down only 10.5%. Because it got slammed in that first hour. That first 45 minutes was just ugly. And then it hit its bottom of the day at right about a half hour after opening. Actually, an hour and 5 minutes after opening is when it hit its low of the day of 1176. And it's been on this very slow consolidating, rising wedge up to its 180 period average. So definitely interesting there. Where is my oops, some of those don't show up. So yeah, so the dailyfx.com, that's one I think I'll look at here and there. Every once in a while we'll take a look at that maybe once a day or so and see where we're at. So 1253 now on AMC. Let's go to the 30-second chart. Firmly in buy. So it's been in a buy, I think, since 10:30 this morning, my time. So about an hour and a half ago, it issued its buy on the 3-minute, and it's been solid since then on this nice little climb. That we have here. Nice little volume spikes. We like to see these little spikes here, because then if the bears try and come in, will they be able to exceed the last buy candle? Right even. This group here, right even with this group here. But again, some declining, and then boom, got some nice jumps. There's another one. There we go. That's looking good. Probably going nuts on Reddit right now. Moon soon. Stay the course. We just voted. We are okay. Somebody just posted a huge. Oh, that was 4 hours ago. Just a huge buy candle. I don't know where they saw that one at. Let's see. Oops. 10 minutes. Yeah, I can make any of those candles look like that too. Here, watch this. Go to 30-second. Crazy. Oops. Just you can say, it's insane. Look at this. Buy. Put everything into it. Go all in. No. Okay. 30-second candle. 1249 now. And it got up to, what did it hit on this one? 1258? 1258. So that's a more recent high. 1258. We were at 1257 earlier. Or 1252. Okay. So 1252, we hit that. We broke through that. 1252. Now it's got to retest a little bit here. But volume coming in on the sell side is not is not exceeding the last set of buys. All right, don't want my caffeine. I'm gonna throw a cough drop in because that soothes the throat. It's the natural ones though, the Ricolas. So none of that Hall's crap. More like eating a piece of rock or hard candy. And let's see here, what else we got? Prepare for the bombardment. My 8 brethren. End of trading day is close, and I got a feeling that we are going to get bombarded like Friday. Fear not, we are apes. We are strong together. Hodl the line. Mahalia is near. We dine in hell on Lambos soon, eating our crayons in peace. Not financial advice. F this shit. They do not fear apes. Soon everyone will fear the common ape. Okay. Smart apes, sort of smart apes in this thread. Lots of hold. Buying 1,000 AMC. What happened to the... Did they get rid of the live thread? Let me go to top. Huh. I don't see... There it is. I had to have it on hot posts to find a live chat thread on this. Hedge funds trying to pull the old tactic, divide and rule. All right, so 1246. Yeah, people are definitely nervous about this. I was saying 1250. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, need some more buyers in here. That's what we need. There wasn't anything else coming out today. Yeah, tomorrow morning, new home sales. Again, they're forecasting 879,000. That's going to be a lot lower than that. Probably in the high 7s, maybe the low 8s, but probably the high 7s. Heat map, no change. VIX going up a little bit, but the VIX dropped. The VIX has increased off of its bottom of 18.9 earlier this morning. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I gotta fix it. There we go. As we still have the S&P is up 40, NASDAQ up 229, and the Dow is up 174 right now. And AMC, there's 1250. $76 million. 143. I'll tell you what, all that FUD from Friday afternoon. About what happened in that last 10 minutes of the stock, and you don't have, what was it, 14 million shares or whatever it was on a buy side imbalance, and then the stock closes down below 14. Absolute crap. And the SEC and FINRA and Congress, they should all be ashamed of themselves for allowing this kind of crap to happen. That the hedge funds and everyone else can get all the information they want. They can get all of our limit orders, all of our stop limit orders, all of our buy sells, and throw them into their computers. And anytime that they short something, well, we can't tell you that. We're only going to tell you what they're shorting twice a month, because we don't think that's in your best interest. How about I get to decide what's in my best interest and not you, not the government. So basically F them, because the SEC can go screw themselves on what they allowed to have happen to the stock on Friday. It's just criminal, absolutely criminal behavior that they allow to exist without enforcement of regulations. All right, so looking good here. 1248. Still on a solid buy. Selling volume is not exceeding the buying volume. Still isn't exceeding. So forming a nice base here. 1250 wall scares hedgies. What? Come on. Like, people posting on Reddit a $12.50 wall scaring hedge funds. Just no. Doesn't matter till Friday. Does not matter till Friday. But if they were short and they have to cover those, if they didn't properly hedge all of their call options that expired Friday from 1350 and below, they have to find those shares by settlement tomorrow. All right, S&P 500 just clamoring, just staying. Had a nice little consolidation there. Oh, why is this? No wonder. Hold on a second. I'm on the wrong freaking chart here. Like, why are these things not matching up? There we go. I had the futures up there. Here's the S&P. Now this is odd. Look at this. You have the volatility rising along with the S&P 500. Should not be happening. So what that means is it's very select companies within the S&P 500 that are driving that thing up. So up 0.5% on the Dow, up 0.54%, up 1.71% on the NASDAQ, and up 1% on the S&P 500. GameStop, again, they're settling right into that range. We'll go to 3-minute chart. And, all day, right? All day long. You forget about the first, half hour. Once that first half hour, range bound. Dip during lunch, okay? Nothing new there. Whereas AMC dumped the first half hour, slow incline all the way back though. Slightly higher highs. We'll get a pivot here eventually at that 12. What to top out at? 1257, 1258, 1258. So eventually a pivot will get inserted here at 1258. Once it confirms on another candle here. So 1247 though. So if it bounces up, we'll get there's a 1258 there. That'll end up showing up over here on the 3-minute as well. I'm surprised it didn't assign it to it yet. But that's coming here on a nice little bounce back up. I'll take these. These dojis right here, like this, in a consolidation range. On a 30-second, a narrow Bollinger Band, proving the strategy. Even at that point, you say, it's definitely do it. But over on a 3-minute, this right here, where it skinnies up a little bit, and then just starts this low climb here. You got the blue staying above the red, slightly overbought position, but the pullback wasn't that great, right? And then it went ahead and bounced back over, never fully crossed. So if you look at this again, my charts, I look at the 3-minute, and the MACD never quite diverged until here, really right now. And so right now you've got you do have it below. We'll see what happens with the volume here on the 3-minute. But on the 30-second, it's just hanging out. So if this holds, this might go bullish again. Even though, rising and declining, slightly declining, Nope, there's some sell volume there. Jumping in. Dropping at 3 cents. Okay, I sold my Bitcoin to buy AMC. All in. Always going to have paper hands. At this point, I hope they made some gains. The rest of us are going to hold. I'll be risk because I'm holding. We ain't afraid of hedges. This is the way. This is the way. This is the way. Because he sold all his Bitcoin. Well, he said he sold my Bitcoin to buy AMC. Doesn't say how much. Somebody asked over there, is SSR 100% tomorrow? Yes. Okay. Is it? I haven't looked at that lately. Let's see. SSR, AMC, 323. See entertainment. It's just showing. All right, I'm not buying that. They can't short the stock on the downturn. All right, a little bit of a drop here, 1235. And volume exceeding, well below. MACD's broken. It's going to give us a sell on the 3-minute. Yep, there's a sell on the 3-minute. Still didn't put in a pivot over here, which I'm surprised on. But that's okay. We know where it's at. So a little bit of pressure coming on the stock right now. With 42 minutes left to go. So down 11%. See, why didn't it, on a 10% hit, why was there no stoppage today? Okay, let's see here. All right, there's a doji. Let's see if it turns back up here. Still red on the 3-minute. and still, but slightly declining sell volume. So the thing about the 10% rule, if a stock drops 10%, they're not supposed to be able to short it without. You can only short it on an uptick. But because of HFTs, high frequency trading, you know how easy it is to create a 1 cent uptick to allow further shorts to drive it back down. That churn can be immediate by sending 1,000 orders within a penny of each other, where the buys actually exceed the sells, but only causing it to uptick a penny that allows them to short it immediately and then drop it down again. And this could be an example of it here, because we were already down 10%. Now, whether they implemented that on today or not, I didn't see it halt at all. I didn't see any messages that it halted. Let's see here. Nope, nothing there. Close that one. Check my other message box here. Yeah, no messages. So, it didn't halt today. See if there's any other news. Same old AstraZeneca stuff, Supreme Court Facebook stuff. West sanctions China over Xinjiang abuses. Beijing hits back at EU. Cold weather, tight supply depresses U.S. home sales. We talked about that earlier. Wall Street rises on tech rebound. Tesla gains. Turkey steps into the abyss with latest central bank boss ousting. Dumb move there. U.S. air travelers top 1.5 million for the first time since March 2020. Let's see. Amazon workers strike in Italy over pandemic-driven delivery demands. Yeah, do your job. Republicans who back Trump's impeachment warn Democrats not to challenge Iowa. They're going to challenge everybody's going to challenge wherever they can. The 2022 midterm elections are going to be a big deal. And the Democrats are going to try and hold on to the House, and the Republicans are going to try and take the House and possibly the Senate and move both of those. When one party has control of all three, the Senate, the House, and the presidency, bad things happen because all they do is push their agenda. I do like a balanced compromise without getting too political. A balanced compromise because things get done. All right, so here's another example of AMC heading down here. Again, here's an upticks here. Got a green candle. Boom, slam down. So this could be shorts coming back in, and the hedge funds. But the hedge funds driving it up. So let me see something here. Coming back in. Okay. So high frequency trading and buying on it or shorting on an uptick. The rule is kind of stupid because high frequency trading could drive it a penny in an instant, and there's really nothing you can do about it, and then they can turn around and short it. So here's another uptick, right? So on 32nd, here's an uptick, which means anybody at this point that wants to go short in a stock can do it. You can even run this down to the 1 second. Now this is a new candle every second, and there's a slam, right? There's another slam. You can do it on upticks. So you get one uptick, and then what does that allow them to do? Slam it back down again. And it's probably been happening, for the last 20 minutes here as we're watching it towards the end of the day here. Half hour left. We'll probably see some more buys come in, but I don't expect this to get anywhere near up to where it was earlier today as well. Just called my street corner bookie. He said, "Hodl, WTF? Guess I'll chill." Nowadays, a Big Mac is the biggest count in history. Pepperidge Farm, you gotta read that one. GME took 7 months and how many? And many dips. GME took 7 months and many dips. Yes, they do. They can take a while. So now we have, hey, close that one. Where's my other one? There we go. All right. So S&P pulling back just a little bit, but still up 34 points on the day. You have the NASDAQ up 195 and the Dow up 155. Reuters breaking views. When Reuters comes out and they call their stupid headline breaking views instead of breaking news, like something's going on. And their biggest one is carbon border tax isn't about carbon. Exxon's inexperienced board leaves it exposed. Okay. That's just clickbait news article at my broker. Top news, nothing's changed since this morning. S&P 500 cooling off just a little bit. I will leave that up there for a second and look at some of those. What is this all about? BlackRock's Weidman apologizes for clumsy and misguided cracks. What did he say? Something off of Bloomberg. All right, let's see here. Mark Weidman, BlackRock's head of international and corporate strategy, apologized Monday for inappropriate remarks at past work events, adding to a broader imbroglio over discrimination at the firm. The $8.7 trillion asset manager has been hit with several claims, including workplace harassment over gender and religion, in addition to Weidman's off-color remarks that were detailed in the report Monday by institutional investor. Okay, so apparently he's getting canceled. But BlackRock says they're holding on to him. So we'll see. Does he run the fund with all that AMC inside of it, I wonder? It's a good question. That is a good question. Okay. All right, a little bit of a bounce up. Again, the sellers exceed the buyers still on the volume side. So you would need significant buying pressure to drive this thing back up towards close. And the volume just interesting, but needs a little more help. Because you're well into seller pressure here. S&P heading down, up 32 on the day still. So off of its high though, only up 0.83% right now. NASDAQ pulling back just a hair, but again, still up 187. Dow's up 140. Look at some gainers. You got Tesla, 683, could not break into that 700 range. You know, that's not good that they couldn't break that. They ended up 699.62. 699.62 earlier this morning, right before lunchtime on the East Coast, and then just kind of slamming down since then, heading into the close here in a half an hour. So you might see you're going to see your day traders that have profits on the day. I didn't take any trades today, just held, and but you might see your day traders taking some profits on this stuff. Ford up 4 cents, Nvidia up $15.79, up $16. Okay, that's Triple Q coming back 15 cents off of its low of the day. It got down to $12.97. So it's recovered 18 cents now. AMD up $1.48, back above 80, but again off of its high of 81.27. Boeing still negative on the day. See where they're at. Same old stuff about UK, EU, US, sanctions and all other stuff. GM down $1.49. Intel still up $2, but again, all these have pulled back off their highs. The S&P trying to make a little turn here. You see it there on Intel. Microsoft off a nice healthy $6 almost, up 2.5% on Microsoft. Ooh, nice candle there. Let's look at a 3-minute. Okay. All right. Roblox down 15 cents now. Bouncing off its bottom. That's low of the day. 70.21 is the low of the day. That was way back here. Way back here at the well, not the open, but right during lunch. And yeah, false bounce. U.S. oil up 8 cents. What's crude doing? Yeah, you have light crude up 2 cents and Brent crude up $1.25. Workhorse down 27 cents. Exxon down. All your metals are down. Bitcoin down into 55 now, 55,815. And 1745 on ETH. Going back to our question from earlier this morning. Hey, Charlie, great to catch you in the afternoon. Nice to see you too as well, Charlie. Thanks for stopping in the chat. Appreciate it. So Ethereum 1746. I know we were looking, one of our viewers were looking at the 15 range. We're going to a 15 minute here and extrapolate this out just a little bit. Yeah, still don't see it, but it is breaking down and hitting lower lows. So if it breaks at 1730, 1729, then we may see another pullback. And then that pullback will take us down into the 16s. But at least for right now, just as the market retracts a little bit here towards getting towards the close here. AMC 1239. Interesting. GameStop 193 and holding. And again, I picked up a bunch of 4 sets of 4 tickets each. These are the yellow ones, so not good in New York, New Jersey, California, New York, and New Jersey. They don't allow discount tickets there. I don't know why. That's their biggest markets. There you go. That's why. So I got 16 AMC movie tickets to use for this summer and to give away as well. I plan to give some of those away too to some neighbors, and so they can take their kids to the movies. Yeah, those of you that have shares, the votes were sent out on to vote for the shareholder meeting that they're having, I think, for AMC on May 5th, I think, is the meeting. GameStop comes out with their earnings tomorrow after close, and consensus is $1.46 per share. The whisper number is $1.53. I don't see how they can get to 146 based on, unless all the stuff that the Reddit people did wasn't until the first of the year. So this is Q4 and year-end results that we're getting tomorrow, that they post their earnings really late. Well, not late, but they get to choose when you report your earnings, and they may not run a calendar year. Like the last company I was with, their fiscal year ended May 31st, started on June 1st each year. So that's when they gave their year-over-year guidance in the month following that in July. So that's also when we got our stock and stuff like that. All right, AMC 1238, so down $1.55 now, but bouncing up a little bit, back up on the 3-minute. Ran up to 1243. Now we're coming back down a little bit. So nice little run here. Decent volume, but still doesn't quite exceed the selling volume on the last drop. So that's why I didn't erase all of this to head back up to here. It's going to need a little bit more volume, and maybe we'll get that in 10 minutes or so. Again, we'll see if we get buy side imbalances or not today. I would be surprised, but I was shocked that we got as many as we did on Friday. Let's see. I want to go into this one, and let me get my thing ready to go here. Here we go. And if we get a buy side imbalance, I will certainly post it. Yeah, 14,229,000 shares on Friday, buy side imbalance. 14 million shares, buy side imbalance. And then when 10 minutes left, you saw the volume go from 77 million, and then boom, after close, it shows up like 151 million. So you can't tell me that many shares traded. It was just all that high frequency trading where they're just absolutely 100% manipulation of the bid and ask. Can't be said any clearer. There were shenanigans going on Friday. Everybody saw it, and the government don't care because they're as crooked as they come, and they're not going to report it either because they just don't care. They're not going to turn in their friends. That's what it comes down to. They're all part of the same club. They all drink at the same bars. It's the same thing like you have with with lawyers and attorneys. You got a prosecutor and you got a defense attorney, and they'll yell at each other all day long. Then they'll go crack a beer afterwards and laugh about it and discuss what kind of shenanigans they're going to have the next day to extend out the case so that they can get paid more cash. If you don't think it happens, yeah, it happens. It happens. All right, let's see here. So 1233 again. We pulled back up to here, but because that volume didn't beat the prior volume, that's why I got slammed back down here. And S&P coming off of its highs of the day, pulling back a little bit. Dow is up 126, still a super green day. Nasdaq up 181, S&P up 30. Let's check the heat map. Things getting a little bit duller there. So that's a quick sentiment check. Every 15 minutes you can click on this, watch the colors change, as long as you're not colorblind. But even if you're colorblind, you can probably detect the shades of gray and see the percentages in there and figure out if something's getting a little bit darker than what it was. All right, AMC down $1.62 to $12.32 on the day, but again off of its bottom of 1176. So 11.76 divided into 1232. So it had about a 5% turn off the bottom to the plus side, but still down 11.63%. Let's see here. U.S. Supreme Court to consider restoring Boston Marathon bomber death sentence. Okay. So we will get in 11 minutes, 12 minutes. In 12 minutes, at 9 minutes before the market closes, we'll get any buy imbalances on GameStop and or AMC. I would be surprised. There might be some. And if there is, just look. Anytime you see buy-side imbalances, it's supposed to work, at least in my opinion, most times. If it's on the sell side, the stock's going to close down. If it's on the buy side, you should see a jump. What I think happened on Friday was I think they had all those shares, 14 million, and I don't think they filled them until after the close. And they waited, put in some sell orders, and filled them at a lower price internally. Yeah, you're supposed to give the best price, the best bid. They have a responsibility, but the market maker is going to do what he can to put money in his pocket. Period. On the story. They cheated. I don't care who hears it. They cheated. And the evidence was listed in the volume. A buy-side imbalance. When the buy-side imbalance is 150,000, 160,000 shares, 223,000 shares, and then it jumps to 14 million, and then the stock's going to drop 13 cents in 2 seconds. No, ain't going to happen that way. Absolute corruption and manipulation of the stock. And I did put in my own complaint to the SEC over the volume and the stuff that I saw there at the end. But it's not going to go anywhere. They're not going to write back to me. They confirm in an email that they got your complaint, but they're never going to investigate it. The whole thing will blow over, and you'll probably never hear it talked about again. Why? Because they had their hearings on GME and GameStop, and so it doesn't matter. Everything else applies. Oh, we already talked about that. You talk to them about GameStop and say, well, what about AMC? Well, yeah, we covered that during the GameStop hearing. We brought them in. They gave their thing. Just let it go. Just let it go. And nope, ain't gonna let go. So 192, 1233 on AMC. Let's go to the S&P. Check some of these indexes. Oh, there it is. Whoop. S&P now up only 30 on the day. Okay. Got up to 39.55, so 39.43 into 39.55. So pulled back right about 1%. NASDAQ 100 up 244. And the Dow up 127. Overall, NASDAQ Composite is up 178. Up 30 on the S&P, up 123 on the Dow. So definitely a red day for me. I don't know how much I'm down now. I don't even want to look. Let's see. I'm going to guess 13,000 maybe? Close. 13,752. All right. What do I have? News? What's this? I have an exercised options position. Our records indicate 30 contracts every AMC, $4 has been exercised. Well, here's the thing. If the assignment resulted in a short equity position, please contact Schwab to determine if shares are available to borrow and discuss potential alternatives. Please note, if Schwab is unable to locate shares to lend for this obligation or to minimize risk, Charles Schwab reserves the right to close a position at any time. Not a worry for me because I've got plenty. Plenty. Okay. 1224. So again, we're going into a red close here. S&P's dropping too. So you have all those indices dropping a little bit right now. Let's go into here. Okay, here's our time in sales. We move the news down. And again, we'll get in 7 minutes. But 1224, let me go into the, which one is this one? All right, this is the 1 minute chart at Schwab. And here's your time in sales over here. A little bit slow today. And you have a 1 cent bid ask difference between 1228, 1227, 1228 heading down. And here's our indices up here. 29 on the Dow, up 177 NASDAQ Composite, up 115 on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, up 29 on the S&P. And then over here, bottom part of your screen, you have the S&P 500 on top. And the VIX, big drop on the VIX there, right off the bat. But again, it's a 30-second chart. So you'll see the S&P go whoop. Should trail it here. What's this next candle? $12.27 now. Jumping back up a little bit. Got down to was that $12.22? Yeah, $12.22. And immediately bounced right back up again. Let me get this right here. There we go. GameStop 191.92, down 4% on the day, whereas AMC is down 11% on the day. Down on the SQQs here. Let me see something here. Wait a minute. 3 minus. You're right. Bring that back up just a second here. Oh, yeah, that's right. Somebody posted a thread on there, AMC share issuance, a neutral perspective. And again, you know, this thing about these 500 million shares, a lot of people don't know exactly how that works. And so on the shareholder vote, as a shareholder, you have the right, if you hold AMC shares, as of, I think it was March 10th, I think it was March 10th, I forget whatever day it was. You have a right to vote for the shareholders meeting, whether they will be allowed to have the basically the opportunity to issue up to 500 million additional shares. And so it doesn't mean they're going to issue 500 million shares. It just gives them that option. And in a rising interest rate environment, that actually might not be a bad way to go if they need to do it. Now, right now, they have millions of shares they can issue right now if they wanted to, but they haven't. It just gives them the flexibility at a later date to do so. I don't see it as big a deal as some people are trying to make it out. I know there were some YouTubers talking about, well, they're going to issue 500 million shares and it's going to dilute the stock price by 500 million shares the day after it votes. And it's like, calm down. Do a little research. Read about it. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it in tranches. They're going to do it in different portions. I say tranche just as a generic term. Don't think it has anything to do with bonds right now. Just, we'll call it groups of stock. So let's say they have 500 million shares. They might say, hey, we're going to issue 35 million shares at this price. And then it provides them capital that never has to be paid back. It will dilute the share price of the stock. And companies like Tesla does the same thing. Tesla has been doing the same thing for years. They issue stock all the time to raise capital. It's just what they do. And it doesn't mean that they're a bad company for doing so. It's just access to the capital markets. It's an easier way for them to access that market. All right, so we've got about 10 minutes left in the market here. Here we go. We have another buy-side imbalance. A buy-side imbalance today. 34125, 34125. Oh, 128. I can't read that. 3412853. So now you have 3.4 million shares of a buy-side imbalance on AMC today, okay? Which should mean what? Well, based on past, that. It should mean that. That's what this, now look at this. This is crap. So you have a buy-side imbalance of 3.4 million shares and the stock pops. You had a 13 million share imbalance on Friday and the stock went down. You can't tell me that there isn't manipulation going on with that freaking stock. It's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. That they're stealing, that they stole all that money on Friday. Complete corruption, collusion, you name it. They were all in it together. And crazy. Absolutely crazy. Look at that. Look at that pop up to 1240. The buy-side imbalance is released, and boom, the stock pops. Yet 13 million, and this is 3.4 million shares. Friday it was 13 million shares, and it didn't pop. And I'm probably going to lag, so I'm going to close that out now that I posted it. If somebody's over there in the Reddit thread, if you want to bump that and reply to it so it gets hit a couple times so people know it's there. So again, you have 3,412,853 shares, buy-side imbalance on the buy side for AMC. The stock pops on that big time, and yet 13 million shares on Friday, and it didn't move. Why? Because the market makers probably settled the effing shares after the close. That's when they settled those damn shares. It's an absolutely criminal what they did. Absolutely criminal what they did. It's crap. They stole every single penny from those people that held those whatever contracts, whatever the number was at $14. They stole that money from them by withholding the buy-side shares of settlement until after the market closed. Today, 3.4 million? Yeah, we don't have any options expiring. We'll let those hit the market. We'll settle the shares. I don't know how many market makers it is, 7, 8, 9, whatever the effing number is. They colluded. They got together, they made a decision, and nobody entered the buy orders, only the sell orders, except the ones that didn't participate. So there was a little bit of buy-side stuff showing, and they didn't settle those 13 million shares until after the close. Absolutely criminal. And at a lower price. Criminal. And they kept the spread. Prove me wrong. Good luck with that. All right. So, nice little finish here. We got 5 minutes left here. GameStop 192.52. So I said, we're closing about 12. Yeah, baby. Hoping it's 12:50 before close. It doesn't matter. Yes, it would be nice, but it doesn't need to hit any number. Look at that. Look at that. It's freaking crazy. This bar right here at 12.50. This is your buy side imbalance. Here's your buy side imbalance share effect over the next few bars of those orders matching up. So today, 3.4 million shares. They did not have enough sellers to match the buy orders to the tune of 3.4 million shares. Okay. Market moves up. Market moves up. Friday, we had 14 million shares buy side imbalance. No movement except to the downside. And when they slammed that thing, that 13 cents from $13.90 down to what was it? 13. What were we at? We were like $13.98, $13.97, and bam, $13.76. I think we got slammed down to on Friday. And why? Because they didn't settle any of those 14 million shares. The market maker said, screw it. I don't have to settle them until I go home. I'll settle them after the close. And they played games. Why? Because they know that even if they pay a fine, the fine is never going to exceed the profit they made on the lie and the criminal act that they committed. That's why. And what you see today, this is a normal market. You have a buy-side imbalance of 3.4 million shares on the buy side. Normal market causes it to go up. Okay. You look at, pull it up for you. This is Friday. Okay. This is Friday. Now, you can't tell me that at 1250, right here, you had 14 million shares as a buy-side imbalance, which means the market maker does not have sell orders to match the buys. 14 million freaking shares. And the stock price goes down. And then it gets slammed with 3 minutes to go. It gets slammed all the way down to 1360 something. Then comes back up 1389 and then closes at 1393. Why? Because the buy-side imbalance wasn't entered. They never entered the frickin' orders. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. They lied and scammed and basically did what they could to slam the market down because they could get away with it. That's why. Contrast that with today. Here's your 1250, normal market, buy side imbalance. Here's a huge candle, 1250, bounces up. 10, 12 cents on 3 million shares. So bounces up 12, 13 cents on 3 million share buy side imbalance. Yet with 14 million share buy side imbalance on Friday, the stock goes down. Statistically improbable, statistically impossible, unless the market makers held the freaking shares and didn't settle them until after the close. And that's what they did. And that's why it slammed down at 12:57 on Friday, and the government don't care. FINRA don't give a shit. SEC doesn't give a shit. And all those people, and I made money on this, but all those people that had $14 call options expire because of freaking shenanigans played by the in crowd in New York. And it's criminal what they did. Absolutely criminal what they did. And today you're seeing the proof of that, of what happened in a normal market. Look at any day last week that I posted buy-side imbalances. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We had them every day that week. Every single day that week. Buy-side imbalance, stock goes up. Buy-side imbalance, stock goes up. 150,000, 163,000, 222,000 shares. Then all of a sudden we get 14 million. We went from Thursday 223,000 shares buy-side imbalance to 14 million shares buy-side imbalance on Friday. That's what should have happened. Instead it went down. I didn't see a single YouTuber talk about that other than me. As far as I know, I'm the only guy that talks about buy-side imbalances at all and what they mean to the market. It means the market makers, the ones that are in charge of providing liquidity to the market, do not have enough sell orders to balance against the massive buy orders. They had massive buy orders, 14 million of them on Friday. They didn't settle the damn things, I think, until after close. And this is why with 3.4 million shares buy-side imbalance, that's why we're going up as the freaking S&P goes down. S&P goes down, AMC's going up because there's a buy-side imbalance that entered the market right here, and now the market makers are they're doing a okay. There's an ETH downside alert. I had set that for 1737 on a cross. Is that this one? Hold on. Close that one. And yeah, close that one. Okay. It was just absolutely criminal what they did. This is a normal market, folks. This is what happens when you have buy-side imbalances. Nobody else talks about it. I'm the only one that talks about this at all. I haven't heard anybody else talk about it. I could be wrong, though. And when you have a normal market, market makers are playing ball today. They're doing exactly what should be done when there's buy-side imbalances, because your buy-side imbalances mean you have greater pressure on the upside than you do on the sell side. There are not enough sell orders to match it. So how is it possible that the stock drops down, 13 cents at 12.57, but you allegedly have these 14 confirmed, 14 million buy shares that they could not match because there were not enough sell orders, and yet the market goes down, the stock goes down. Absolute corruption, criminal act, manipulation by the market makers, and they can go screw themselves. So if you're a market maker, that's for you, for what you did to those folks on Friday. You didn't do it to me, but you did it to them. And I hope you someday pay the price, whether it's in karma or in reality. The problem is with the corrupt government that you have with the SEC and FINRA and the Senate and the Congress and everybody else involved in this corruption, this scheme, this scam of these hedge funds and these short interest stocks, is that even if this comes out 2 years from now, yeah, it looks like you were wrong, and yeah, we're going to fine you $10 million. When the profits they made off of that could be a couple $100 million, but we'll fine you $10 million. Oh, we took care of that. Yeah, we punished them. Well, did anybody go to jail? Well, we fined them $10 million, so we did something good. We fined them. Okay, did anybody go to jail? No, but we fined them $10 million. Do you see the game they play? The same thing why this will never come up in a hearing. What happened on Friday will never come up in a hearing. You'll never see it. You know why? Because if somebody asks the question, what about AMC on March 19th? We saw very unusual market activity. It looks like they never covered the buy-side imbalances until after the close, and it was manipulated. Well, yeah, we had a hearing on that back in February. Don't you remember? We had the CEO of Citadel, and we had Melvin Capital, and we had Robin Hood in there, and the deep guy, the Reddit guy. We answered all those questions. Ma'am, I'm talking about AMC. Yeah, we answered all those during the GameStop hearing. Thank you for your question. Next question over here. That's what they do. It's how the game is played. So nice finish here for AMC. Up to 12.49 on the close is where we ended up at on the day. Definitely a good way to close. And why? Because it was a normal market close. Nothing abnormal happened. The market makers actually did exactly their job. Why? Because they had no money to lose. They had no money to lose for liquidity in the markets, so they settled their buy-side imbalances before the close. They didn't do it on Friday. They did not do it on Friday, and it was a criminal act, and nobody cares. So there you go. All right, folks. S&P, last check. Okay. All right, so we had... Here we go. The Dow ended up 102.97. The Nasdaq Composite up 1.23%, up 162, and the S&P up 0.7%, or 70 out of 100, up 27 points to close at 39.40. So definitely a good day there. Great finish for AMC. Only because you had normal market behavior. The market makers probably did their job today. They didn't withhold the settlement of the buy-side imbalances until after the close, like they did, stealing from the people on Friday. So that's a pretty good recovery off the bottom. So closing at 1240, what is it? 1243. So 11.76 divided into 12.43 equals so about a 5% pop off the bottom of the day. As things still go on in the after hours. And then we can look at that. Let me pull this back down. There we go. And okay. And in the after hours, we're down about a nickel. So we're down about a nickel in the after hours. Boom. But again, super low volume. Look at this. Look at this. Come on. How do you have all this? Well, it's lower volume, but it's not compared to the prior. It's a huge buy candle. 12.49 at the close. Okay. All right, so now we're down 2 cents. They play games. It's just simple. It's what they do. They play games. They play games with the market every single day, and we're playing in their ballpark. So we have to. Apparently, we have to follow the rules. We have to follow the rules, but market makers don't. They can just do what they want with no accountability, and they may get a slap on the hand 2 years down the road if somebody complains enough. But you won't see any of the news. None of the news stories are going to pull this up because it doesn't get them the clicks like GameStop got them back in January. So there you go. All right, folks, that's going to do it for today. Hey, listen, thank you so much for being here. Knight says, of course, it's deflating seeing this stuff. It's deflating seeing this stuff sometimes. Such BS. It is, and it gets my energy up to the negative side as well because it is so blatant and obvious to any. If you have just you don't even have to have a trained eye for this. You don't even have to have a basic understanding of the market to know that if all your buy orders exceed your sell orders, if the buy exceeds the sell, stock goes burr. Happened every day last week. Every single day last week, buy side imbalances, stock goes up, except for Friday. Oh, Friday was a record buy side imbalance too for them. 14 million shares, where we were 100,000, 200,000 all week. So it's what they do. It's what they did, and they'll never be held accountable for it. They got away with it again because nobody cares, except us. We care. All right. Listen, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you all tomorrow morning at a half an hour or so, a couple minutes here and there, before the market opens. Have a great evening. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. I'm Crypto Sonar. Have yourself a great Monday evening. We'll see you tomorrow.